take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale, push into the floor and just tilt your pelvis a little bit up. And then exhale, articulate in the opposite direction, just kind of giving your lower back a little bit of a stretch. So you're inhaling, tilting your pelvis up. And then exhaling, articulating in the opposite direction to stretch out your core, give your lower back a break. 3 more. And it's almost feeling like what it does feel like when your lower back is off of the floor, and how much that it could feel nice for like a moment to stretch, but that's actually not the place where we want to be when we're really engaging the belly and extending our body away from us. All right, last time here. And then let's just find our way back to a neutral pelvis. So really just slowly melting your spine back into the floor and noticing, all right, I'm not arching, I'm not tucking, but I still feel that I have a neutrality system happening in the pelvis area. Palms coming up, take a nice deep inhale. And then exhale, head, neck, and shoulders come off the floor and we reach for a moment. Great, inhaling, hands behind your head. And exhale, release, reaching all the way to the side again. So inhaling, hands behind your head. And exhale out. Good, one more time. So again, nothing big at this point, just allowing the body to wake up and be in its present moment. Inhaling here and then finding that full release through the rib cage. Great. Palms come down for me. Let's peel up a tiny bit more. And then find your way all the way back down again on 3, 2, and 1. Inhale again. And then exhale, head, neck, and shoulders come off and we reach. Good. This time the right knee comes into your chest, hands come behind your head, knee comes in. Let's slowly circle around, reach, right leg goes out. So we're just adding that layer of the right leg coming in and exhaling it out. Now we're not necessarily pushing down on the resistance band at this point so much, it's more of a pulling in. Great. And thinking about how much you have to ground into that left foot in order to feel that you're stable through this. And each time almost noticing how you can pull the band like a tiny bit more. Good, 2 more. And your last full one. Good, right foot comes down, palms come down, come up a tiny bit higher, and then we roll ourselves down on 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, prepare. And then exhale, head, neck, and shoulders come all the way up. Great, hands come behind your head, ground into that right foot, left knee comes in towards the chest, hands behind your head, and then exhale, circle around. Now remember the exact positioning of your palms. If you feel like you want to push or pull is really up to you. You can also do different things with your arms. If you feel like you want to reach this way instead, this is just, I'm in a very opening, expansive, flying wing type of feeling, but feel free to please let your arms do what they need to. And these moments of just, I never used to close my eyes ever. And sometimes it's just nice to like, just be in your body. Great. So let's take a moment here to make sure that we're not holding onto anything in the hip socket. Last 2. And then your last one. Great. Left foot comes down, palms come down, come up a tiny bit higher, and then melt down for 3, 2, and 1. Great. Opening your arms all the way to your nice T position. Let's bring this right knee in, and then reach up the right leg all the way to the top. We're resisting into the bend, so pulling down in that, or pushing down in the right leg, opening the left, and then on the way back up, let's reach the arms all the way to the top. So you're inhaling, opening your arms, opening the right leg, opening your left knee, engaging the belly, finding the way back. Good, 2 more like this. Nope, 3 more. Now, as always, that range of motion is completely up to you. The main goal here is still making sure that the spine stays stable on the floor as we continue to open, and that there's no body part that's like super stressed, or there's no tight, hingy feeling of like, this doesn't feel right. Good. This time I want your palms outward facing. So same things with the legs, but just finding that reach and keeping your palms in the opposite direction, giving your shoulders a different sensation. Kind of using your arms just slightly differently. Good. 3 more to go. And noticing again, does this side or this direction of your palm, does that feel cool? Does it feel different? Does it feel weird? Sometimes you feel like you're doing different activities like swimming or flying or dancing. Excellent. Slowly put the right foot down, palms forward facing for me. Take a nice deep breath. And then slowly and steadily peel your head, neck, and shoulders off the floor for a moment. Great. Hands come behind your head. Elbows are nice and wide. Let's float both knees in towards the tabletop. And slowly stretch the right leg out on your inhale. And then your left. And then exhale out. So again, this time kind of finding that feeling of pushing and pulling simultaneously. And reaching a little bit more. And maybe you can increase that range of motion of the pull and the push. Good. We have another 3. Excuse me, as I adjust. Exhaling out. Inhaling for 2. Really observing your ribs. So noticing again how you can expand them even more sideways and into your mat. And then your exhale, you really let it out. Great. Knees come back into the center. Take a deep breath. And let's actually bring our heels into the ground a tiny bit further away from you. Reaching the right arm in front, the left arm in front. Take another inhale. And then exhale, peel yourself all the way off. Good. Inhaling here. And then exhale, curling on down to the tips of your shoulder blades. Hands come behind your head again. Take another inhale. And then exhale, reach both arms in front of you and then peel yourself up. Inhale, prepare. And then exhale, roll down. Great. Hands come behind your head on your inhale. And then exhale, reach and roll. Good. 2 more. So again, we're just trying to find this space again that continually gets a little bit more expansive. And still thinking about there's still space to go, there's still movement to be had, but that you can ground in towards the center. Hands come behind your head. Great. Slowly walk your right foot in and then your left. Take another deep inhale. Release your hands down by your side. And then melt downwards for me on 3, 2, 1. Arms float up towards the ceiling. And then this time, palms are coming all the way up again. So this time the right foot is grounding. And you're bringing your left knee in towards you. Slowly and steadily. Great. Taking a nice deep breath. And then reaching that left leg all the way up. Great. Inhaling, opening the left leg, opening that right knee. And then on the way back up, you exhale, squeeze. So finding that sense of balance. And almost again, bringing as many points of awareness to your body as possible. Like, what's your right foot doing right now? So do you feel like you're just opening your knee and your foot can stay entirely on the floor? Do you feel like you need to actually kind of lift your foot off the floor a little bit to stretch out your ankle? So kind of seeing what works for you and what feels supportive. And that feeling that your hips can communicate with one another without holding on to too much tension here. Good. At this rotation, we're bringing the palms outward facing. Inhale, pushing away, opening up the chest, reaching to the fingertips, and then regrouping all the way at the top. And inhaling, expanding here. And still feeling how your neck can get a little bit longer and your head can stay heavy and supported through the mat. 3 more. And even in this simple movement, simple in respects of mechanics, but there are so many things happening and how much your belly still needs to activate on those deep core muscles to stay here and present. Great. Palms forward facing, left foot comes down, take a deep breath. And then walk your left foot a little bit further and your right foot a little bit further. Take another inhale. And then exhale, head, neck, and shoulders. Peel yourself off the floor and just find your lifted position here. So inhaling, hands behind your head. Exhale, arms in front and peel up. Great. Inhale, sit up taller. And then exhale, curl down. So if you feel like you want to bring your feet a little bit further away from you or a little bit closer, feel like if they're too close, then it takes a little bit too much effort, and that's nuts. And then the energy kind of gets shifted into your legs. And right now we're just using our legs as an anchor point, not as anything else. Inhaling to prepare. Exhaling, reach. Then find this moment of lift, and then rolling back down. Cool, last one. All the way back up. Inhale again. And then let's exhale, curling down for 3, 2, 1. This time your knees coming all the way back in towards the center. Great, we're opening up the knees as you squeeze into the resistance band. And this time on the way back, we're gonna just reach the right arm across your body. So you're not actually twisting yet. On the way back, you reach your left arm across. So almost think about reaching without twisting, which is typically not something I have you do. Today it feels good. And again, kind of separating that upper half and lower half. So to notice that you can reach and not really go anywhere, but you're still going somewhere, because we're always moving forward, right? Good, 2 more. And then your last reach here. Super, hands come behind your head again. Look at the soles of your feet right back down. And actually walk your feet a little bit closer together, so almost that the insides are kissing. Super, from here you're inhaling, resisting in as you twist down towards the left. And then you come back to the center and find your neutral position. Left hand goes all the way to the right. And then find your way back. So for today, we're doing a lot of alternation. Some days it's more, some days it's less. And again, that full space, meaning how much of that reach do you want to be a part of, and how much do you want to let it be on autopilot. So inhaling that full range of motion, and then exhale, finding the way back. Great. A few more to go. It's almost like that feeling of constant movement in a nice way today, like not rushing constant movement, but it's almost like just allowing everything to be speaking to one another. And when you're done with one side, you go straight into the other with that super small moment back home. And then you find another little adventure to take. Great. Inhaling, reaching to that left side. And still keeping the shoulder blades off the floor as we're almost done for this last reach to the left. And then all the way to the right. Awesome. Back to the middle, take a deep breath. Hands come all the way down by your side, and then melt down for me. 3, 2, and 1. Great. Bringing your feet a little bit further apart. Elbows are nice and close. Let's come to our bridge position as you peel your bum, lower back, middle back off of the floor. And again, just kind of sense what's happening here. All right, so we're doing our little hip twists, meaning your left arm is coming up, your right hip dips down, and on the way back up, we're switching. So, you know what? Actually, let's bring our feet a little bit wider. Yeah, that feels better. So we're actually into the resistance band, and you can sense how your hip has a movement of twist. Now, if you feel like you don't want to keep your legs so wide, you can always bring them back. But also to sense, can you create each time, can you notice how your hips and your middle are actually twisting a tiny bit more? And we're allowing that dip to happen, kind of massaging the insides, engaging the glutes in a different way, and still allowing the arms to reach up. Great, a few more here. Now remember, this still takes place through the belly, so that your core is still active as you twist and find that extra bit of space through the shoulder blades. And you may even notice that you feel like you're getting longer. Maybe not. Great, let's do one more full one on each side. So inhaling, reaching up with the left, tapping the right, and then exhaling. Great, finding your way all the way back to the center, reaching the arms up. And then slowly and steadily bending the elbows for me. And on the way back up, we're opening the knees. So you'll notice we are a little bit further away from ourselves than usual. If that feels uncomfortable or too much stress in your legs, please feel free to walk your feet a little bit closer to your bum. And the goal here is still keeping those elbows in their position so that you're really pushing away. And even noticing how, yes, your spine still has that full length, and that the energetic flow happens all the way from the crown of your head, down your neck, down your spine, out through your tailbone, and then back up. Great. We have another 4. And that full reach with your arms. Great. Last 2. And then that full reach all the way up, taking a nice deep inhale, and then slowly stepping your spine down on 3, 2, and 1. Great, bring those knees in towards you. All right, so soles of your feet come back down on the floor. One more, reach all the way up with your arms, and then head, neck, and shoulders follow. Good, hands come behind your head. Let's bring both knees in towards the center. And then slowly and steadily reaching up your right leg for me here again, and stretching out your left one. Actually, I lied. I want to do it a different way. Stretch up your left, yeah, and then bend your right, and then open it a little bit. There we go. And then we're lowering this shape together. So you're lengthening the right leg out, bending the left, and then coming back to your starting point. So it's kind of a similar shape to what we did before when we were opening the legs, but we had more grounding from the floor. So now we're focusing on just reaching out and returning back. Now, if at some point you feel like, oh, actually I can push into the resistance band a little bit more and make my range of motion a little bit bigger, by all means go for it. We have another 2. And then your last one here. Great, let's add that twist. So you're twisting towards the right as your right leg goes out, and you come back when the left leg goes up. So you're inhaling, twisting, and we're exhaling back. Good. 3 more. And reaching for 2. So trying to still think that there is a different direction with each leg, even if it might be getting a little bit less distinctive. Great, find your way back to the center. Take a deep breath, reaching your hands in between, and then melting your spine down again, 1 vertebrae at a time on 3, 2, 1. Opening your arms for me here, and making nice long circles. So we're trying to keep the spine here nice and long. You're just having a gentle push into the resistance band, but not too much. And then slowly rolling your arms in these nice little happy circles all the way up towards the ceiling. And when you get to the top, let's reverse the circle. And then taking your time to slowly inhale and exhale down. And almost just sensing, right, like we get to choose how small or how big we need to make something on the mat in life. Right, you can still make these huge circles, but that's not quite where we're at this point. I just want them to be nice, happy, controlled little circles. Big ones come later. Great. Slowly and steadily finding your way all the way back up towards the ceiling. Take another inhale, and then exhale, head, neck, and shoulders follow, and you reach. Good, hands come behind your head. Both knees come into your tabletop position. So the right leg stays up, left knee opens, and we lower down. Cool. So you're stretching out with the left, bending the right, there we go, and then switching. Great, inhaling, reach, and exhale, switch. So again, finding how you can still keep those hips completely balanced, even if the legs are slightly going into different directions. A few more to go. All right, for 3 and 2. Awesome, last bit for 1. Cool. So let's end here. Let's start to twist to the left as the left leg goes out on your inhale. Stretch up the right and then exhale out. Awesome. Noticing again what your legs feel like when they're moving in different directions, but you're still not going anywhere. I love that feeling. Not in a negative sense, and just like you can stay stable and still move, even if you're not really going anywhere. Okay, 2 more full breaths. Great, your last full bit here. Remember, the shoulder blades are still staying all the way off the floor. Super, coming all the way back down, reaching your hands in front of you, melting down for me on 3, 2, 1, bringing your arms all the way back down. Super, this time I want you to stretch out your legs so you have a nice long feeling. And now we make some bigger circles. So it's not that they're huge, they're just still bigger than they were before. And whichever direction your palms are at, go with it. And keep that stability and the quiet, like almost sensing like I'm sitting on your belly so you're not going anywhere and you're so happy to be grounded down into the floor as your arms find a little bit more space. Good. And then reversing the circles, keeping them somewhat consistent with their size if possible. And letting this be like a release of whatever needs to get out. All right, everyone, palms are coming all the way back up and then reaching forward. Take your nice inhale here and let's exhale all the way back up on 3, 2, and 1. Cool, we're actually gonna take the resistance band off for a few moments and come over here onto an all fours position for the moment. So left toes are tucked, left hand stays on the floor. You're reaching out the right leg, lifting it up and then bending it, and we're twisting that right leg behind, and you're bringing your space upwards. Okay. Then we're coming all the way back down. You're opening that right leg all the way to the side so that you find that you have the groundedness through your right foot, and then you're lifting your left knee up and coming back down. Okay, so let's try that again. Your right leg comes up and over, left foot stays on the floor. You touch your toes, you reach all the way up for me. And then we exhale, come back to the center, right hand comes down, right foot opens up to the side. And then you lift just up your left knee a little bit and find your right neck. So think about trying to stay twisted and planted. Now again, if you feel like your neck is tired, please by all means keep your neck downward facing the whole time. Okay, 2 more to go. And if you feel like you need to put the entirety of your right foot back down on the floor, you can do that as well, like when we're going behind us. But if you can just keep the big toe on the floor as like your just small docking point, that's great. Excellent. Take another deep breath and slowly lift that left knee in and up. Great. Let's come all the way back towards the center. Reaching that left leg out for me now. Reaching the right leg out, opening up your chest and finding your space here. Great. Let's start to gently run in place. Noticing again how the elbows stay back, your spine stays lifted. And we keep breathing slowly for the next 3. And remember, you can always adjust your feet. Like if you feel like your legs are too far away or you need a little bit more support, feel free to always walk in closer or further away. Last full breath. All the way out. Excellent. Finding your way back into the center. Take a deep breath. Exhale, rotate and roll back for me. For 3, 2, and 1. Great. Coming back all the way to the center, tucking your toes, and then taking a bigger step out. Good. Pushing into your right hand, reaching your left hand towards the right ankle, and then slowly shifting your weight forward onto one hand. Inhaling, reaching towards your right ankle, shifting your weight and holding. Now, if you feel like, nope, that's not what I want, you can always put your hand back down on the floor. You can also just make it much smaller. There's only 2 more. Your last one. And then finding your way back for 3, 2, 1. Slowly reach with the left, or towards the left rather, and extend on out. So remember, we make this as slow and as small or as big as we want. 2 more. And your last. Reach. Good, coming back to the center, holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees come down and shift your weight all the way back. Cool. Let's find that again now on the other side. So we are grounding through the right toes, lifting that left leg out, up, and bending. So now the left toe comes behind, right hand stays on the floor. You reach up all the way with that left arm, and on the way back, you unfold, left foot goes on the floor, take a deep inhale, and then exhale, just lift the right knee. All right and left today, everyone. So rotating here. And as always, never stress about the choreography. So if your body feels like, no, I'm doing something else, it's also okay. Just try to be as present with all of the moving parts so that we're not skipping anything. Meaning we're not just trying to rush to finish. I want you to sense the entirety of the move. So how you lift the left leg, how you start to twist through your waist, you touch the floor, which allows you to reach up and find another sense of space. You come back down, unfold, left foot grounds, right knee gets to lift. Awesome, last full time. Exhaling out. Great, right knee comes up. And then find your way back. Awesome, coming all the way here, take another deep breath. And this time stretching out your left leg and your right. And bringing your left foot on top of your right foot. So let's do a little bit of a shift. So it's almost like imagining lengthening forwards and back, but you're still not going up and down. We have another 3. And if your wrists start to feel tight, you can come onto a fist position, or you can always come onto your forearms. Last bit here. Good, slowly and steadily finding your way into your middle. And then bringing the left foot a little bit closer to the center, right foot goes on top, inhaling. And then we slowly exhale and shift. And remember to keep your neck nice downward looking. You can also look at the edge of your mat, shoulders down, kissing the shoulder blades, lifting the belly, and finding that full range of motion through your imaginary windows for the next 3, 2. Engaging that belly up for 1. Super, everything comes back to the center, knees come down, and let's shift our weight. Awesome. Let's come over here into a nice comfortable position. So bringing your left foot in front, your right foot behind. All right, everyone. Arms come all the way out into a nice T. We're coming down towards the right, slowly bringing the left hand behind your head, bending the right elbow just a little bit. And then finding your way back up over to the other side. So it's not a huge range of motion. Just think about that. Reach and lift. And stretching out your sides for a bit. Just giving your arms a moment of rest from that supportive plank. Great. 1 more on each side. And then all the way out. Awesome. Finding your way back into your nice reachy position. And then slowly twisting towards the left for me. And staying here. Now, can you ground your, kind of like bring your right foot a little bit further away so that it's nice and flexed. You're twisting through your waist. And let's push up with the right knee and then find your way back down with the knee. So inhaling up, exhale back. Now, if you feel like your hip flexors are really tight, you can also make the range of motion a little bit wider by moving the leg further apart. Or you can just use it as a stretch and not lift the right knee. 2 more. And then last time here. Get slowly and steadily coming back to the center and arms come down. Great, switching sides. So we're kind of working on like strengthening and stretching this by like pushing upwards, but I don't want anyone's hips to feel uncomfortable. So at this moment, the right is in front, left is behind, opening up all the way. Great, slowly reaching down, bringing your hand behind your head. And then exhaling up and over. Now again, keeping those hips as much on the floor as you can. Like if you feel like you really want to bring your hip off the floor because that feels so good, you may do that. But for this, I really did want us to have both hips as much connected to the mat as we can. Inhaling, gently bend and stretch. And then exhale back. Good, one more time. And it's almost like that feeling of like, you know, you're just dancing at the top and grounded at the bottom. All right, so we come into our nice T position, twisting towards the right, flexing that left foot now, and lifting that left knee up and pushing it down. So again, noticing again, if this feels too uncomfortable, feel free to please move that left leg a little bit further away from your body. Maybe you can twist even a tiny bit more. Good, 3 more. Reaching up on that inhale, still finding that space in the spine to stay up a little bit taller. Last full one. Great, and then finding your way all the way back, slowly coming down. Great, let's come over onto your left side. Yeah, we're getting cozy for a moment. I'm being nice, gentle and nice today. Good, fingertips come into the floor. Lengthening up that right leg all the way to the ceiling. Hips are still nice and stacked. And we're making nice small circles here for a moment. Good, so once you feel like you've got your stability, then I want you to bring your arm all the way up and start to circle as well. So remember, we circled before in a different direction, just kind of sensing again, can your leg and your arm find a nice connection point where they're communicating with one another? Great, we have another 3, 2, 1, and let's slowly reverse the direction. So again, just sensing how your leg and your arms are communicating in this high. We're dancing together through space. Your belly is still engaged, your core is still happily engaged and active, and your hips are still stacked. Good, last 2, and 1. Super, all the way back down to the center. Take a deep breath. Cool, coming back up. Today's a day of movement, everyone. Finding our way all the way here. And then slowly and steadily pushing into the floor with your fingertips as you stretch both legs in front of you. And then find your way back. So think about just shifting your weight back a tiny bit and coming on back. Now, if you feel like, nope, I actually don't even need my hands, you can always just put your hand behind your head. But again, that side body holding as we reach. Good, 2 more. Last time here. So we're slowly and steadily coming back down to the center, shifting your weight forward, trying to be mindful that we have to finish very soon. And here we go, slowly and steadily finding our way down to our cozy position first. Cool. And then slowly stretching up that left leg, lowering it down a tiny bit, and making baby circles in one direction. And when you're like, all right, I've got my stability point, then you reach the arm up and start circling the arms and the legs together. And maybe you even notice that your arms and your legs aren't going at the same speed like mine. And that's okay too. If you feel like you want to sync them up, go for it. We have another 3, 2, and 1. And then slowly change directions. Now, even within this position though, right, you notice that your right leg is still pretty supportive, not going anywhere, and we're trying to still keep or minimize the wobble. Good, we've got 3, 2, 1, slowly coming on back down. Take a nice deep breath, and then finding your way here into your lifted position, starting with the fingertips on the floor, opening up the chest. Cool, and then slowly shifting your weight back as you stretch up both legs, and then come on back. Now again, if you feel like, nope, I don't actually need that support, then by all means, keep the hands behind your head. And we're still trying to keep that sense of lifting the whole time. So meaning if you need to support yourself by putting your knees down in between, by all means do it. But remember that gentle shift of the weight back as we reach. Awesome, last full time here. Inhaling, stretch, and then exhale, find your way home. Awesome, everyone. All the way, slowly and steadily, one last time into a nice cuddly ball position. All right, here we go. Ready? Go. So you're bringing your hands behind your head and then switching your legs. So right hands and behind. 2 more. Awesome. Stay here with your left leg. Reach with your left and then switch for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Now we're done. Feet on the floor. Shift your weight forward. Hang nice and long. Heel toe out. Great. And here's where we say yes to everything that fits our vision of what we'd like our life to be. And we actively say no to everything else. Everyone, take a nice smiley inhale. Slowly stack as you exhale up on 3, 2, 1.